Hello, everybody. Welcome to Four Aces Commentary, episode 11. I'm MW Nick,
I'm Togurt.
and we're here today to discuss the What If Marvel series. That was the series that happened, or season 1 happened, at least.
We definitely filmed this right after the finale. There is nothing that complicated our times that we definitely didn't record this after the finale, and it has now been a week for us to think on it. Nope.
Totally. Yeah.
This recording takes place the day of the finale. Wow,
Yeah.
what a finale.
What a finale, guys. If you're wondering where the reaction is, the file corrupted totally.
The file is gone. Oh no.
Yeah.
Here is a remake of how we felt. Whoa! Whoa! He did that. No way. Thank you. Okay.
You almost cut off.
Okay, no. But guys, no seriousness. Our timelines just like didn't go with each other, so we just couldn't record it, and so now we're here about a week later, recording the just we didn't want to miss out because we said we do it for every single one, so we're at least gonna make our review of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's today's spiel. Yeah, so guys, we're gonna talk about What If. What a interesting concept. Ever since it was announced, I was like, okay, this could be good. Just do it right.
An experiment of a show so far, and I'm not sure if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. I'm more of a middle for this series.
Yeah, honestly,
I
I'm very
was excited for it. I just
absolutely.
Just like after the whole season finished, I just feel like I didn't get that much excitement for it like I did with WandaVision or fucking Winter Soldier, even with Loki. I just didn't feel the quite same energy with this season ending compared to the other shows that have happened this year.
Yeah, the problem with this is that I was very excited because What If is just such an interesting concept, comic-wise and animated-wise, and once again, this is Marvel's first ever animated MCU outing. They've done animated before, but most of the time, it's not good. I'm not counting Spider-Man shows because that technically still wasn't theirs for a bit. But I mean, They had like good outings, but this is their first real time going with it. And honestly, I think they did some really cool things. They got some of the original cast. They brought out stories that like people have actually considered. Let's just say this now. This is spoiler alert already, because I don't know if you guys knew this. It's been a week. We gave you guys a week. All right. If you guys are still worried, go watch it.
A week in advance. So, but if you still haven't watched the show yet, what are you doing with your life?
I wouldn't say I highly suggest it. I'd just say it's worth it. And if anything, we're gonna get into why this show will matter in the what would I call it? In like the later route of the MCU. So yeah, go take your time and watch it, and then come back. But come back. Don't leave us forever. All right. Yeah, we start off with episode 1. What if Captain Carter were the first Avenger? And honestly, solid opener. I think it was a good opener. Honestly, I don't think it was horrible to start. All right. Now that we're at the place we are. Definitely think this is one of the weaker episodes. This is not the episode that people are like, oh my god, it's like, it was an episode that came out. It was really good.
It was not too big of an episode or too small of an episode. It was just kind of
an episode. Yep, that happened, and we all went, wow, this is an interesting concept.
It's an interesting concept.
I'm trying to think, like, some of the cool stuff that happened in this episode was we got our first ever like look at how they might rework some stuff in the franchise, or like in different episodes. Like we saw how they mixed around like why Captain Carter happens, or why the Tesseract is in somebody else's hands, or what happens if the Tesseract was in the army's hands while in the war. It shows a different side, which honestly I find really cool.
It basically was a good opener to see like how like one simple decision in like the Marvel universe can change like a bunch of different events, which creates the multiverse timeline and all of that.
And then after that, we're like, wow, now what? And the problem is, we knew, and most of the time we know the episode, like the how the episodes are arranged, so we know what episode is coming after the other. So this one we know full well what was after each one. So around this one, we knew that T'Challa was next, and guys, I don't know if you're up to date with stuff that's going on. So sad moment for 5 seconds. Chadwick Boseman did sadly pass during 2020. We won't see him reprise his role in Black Panther 2. They're reworking the script and stuff. We've specifically talked about it that we won't go that in because, out of respect for a bit. But now that he's back, it's honestly interesting to talk about it because, wow. I think seeing Chadwick Boseman every single time he's in the show, we'll get into it in every single episode, he for some reason, it's like he like foretold it. Like he speaks in past and present, which is like, it's weird. It trips you out when you're watching the episode. He says these things that like trip you out. But no matter what, like it's just really cool to see him. And
Right.
honestly, Chadwick Boseman's character like just will forever be a good guy. Like he is not portrayed in this show ever as a bad person, which is so funny to me. I mean, hell, guys, spoiler alert, when he dies in the Killmonger episode, he is the most lighthearted person in the world. Like, he takes dying not so hard. He literally just goes, alright, so you did it? Like, how does it make you feel now? Like, it's crazy to think that Chadwick Boseman, like, keeps his character throughout mostly the entire series, which is, I think, really cool. But this episode kind of showed us that the entire MCU Thanos stuff just happened because Peter Quill couldn't shut up. Because homie T'Challa over here literally talked Thanos out of destroying the world. So, like, imagine the events of Infinity War never happened because T'Challa went into space instead. Like, that's it. He's literally saved half of the world's population.
That is a big difference.
I like how, because we were watching the episode, or I was watching the episode. We were watching it separately. And I'm guessing most of the reactions was like, that's it? Thanos is just a homie now? He's just a dude, bro? A Nebula has blonde hair? Like, that's it?
Yep.
Also, I think the suit was really cool because it was just purple. Guys, purple's a really cool color, guy.
Purple's a nice color.
Yeah, no, the episode's really cool. Guys, Yondu actually lives. Wow. He isn't dead in this scene. That means that it's also Peter Quill's fault that he's dead. Guys, I just blame the whole universe on Peter Quill. It's true. What else?
Peter.
The Collector's our big villain for this episode. Honestly, an interesting take.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they do. Just big buff Collector because he has nothing better to do because Thanos is done.
Big
you know what?
collector.
I'm working on collecting everything. And honestly, I know people got mad over this episode because it was like, how did you get Thor's hammer? Guys, don't look into it. This episode is not one of the episodes that's actually gonna like matter in the future. Alright? Whether you want to consider that a good thing or a bad thing, like this episode won't matter. The episodes that will matter, if I could just say this now, will probably be like the Captain Carter episode, the Doctor Strange episode, possibly the Zombies episode, and the last episode. That's it. That is literally the only episodes that matter in the series to the future of the MCU.
Right.
But yeah, the T'Challa episode was more like one of the more, let's have fun with another character in another universe type episode. Which, honestly, was a cool concept. And I like that this is another one of the introduction type episodes. Because, guys, they held back. Because right after this, they kill the Avengers. Every Avenger is dead. This was a question that was asked during when Avengers came out, which was, what if the Avengers just, like, weren't there? Here you go. How about if Hank Pym killed them all?
They're all dead.
And they are just all dead. GG. No, this episode's really cool though. I like how Hank Pym is behind it the whole time. And you can kind of get hints towards it, but it's more interesting when it's fully revealed. I think Loki and Nick Fury have this like interesting bounce back and forth in this episode because Loki's like, hey, my brother's dead, even though I don't really care about him, he's still dead. And Nick Fury's like, hey, look, we're on the same side here, bud. They just killed everybody I care about. They killed the people who were supposed to kill you. Oh, no way, for real, dog?
No way.
So they go on this like whole like, all right, let's get the guy together, and then we can fight. So they work together. They get Hank Pym. They trick him. Loki beats him up because he's cool.
I mean, that was a nice scene to watch. Just Loki disguised as Nick Fury and just
it should be
Hank Pym.
It's just like, oh look, there he goes. The man who apparently hasn't fought in like several years is just fighting for no reason. Let's not question it. We'll let it happen. But yeah, that episode, I think this episode is really when like they started to get dark, and you may think, okay, we're gonna get a break, right? Hey guys, episode 4 is the best episode in the whole season. Oh my god, they break you with this episode.
Wow, it made me
Best
cry.
episode, best episode, best episode. Top. No way, it is not the best. This episode breaks every human on Earth. If you're watching this with someone and they don't break down in the middle of it, I'm sorry, you need some new friends, guys.
I'm
This
sorry.
episode is just Doctor Strange going through it, man. Okay, to sum it up, basically, Doctor Strange, it goes on through his exact life. But instead of losing his hands, he loses what they call his heart, but really he just loses, his wife.
Christine.
He loses Christine,
What
which
it
leaves
seems
him on
in-
like. Oh,
What
go
it
ahead.
seems in that universe, they were more like connected and more in love, while in the main universe, they were more of. It's complicated.
Yeah, they really wanted us to care about Christine, which, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember who Christine was until I watched Doctor Strange like right after it, and I was like, oh,
Oh,
that's who matters. Okay, this
that
makes
woman.
sense now. Got it. But yeah, no, the episode plays out like, okay, well, Doctor Strange just goes on his normal life, except at some point, there it is. She's dead, and now what do I do? And so they tell him, hey, don't go back. And Doctor Strange goes, okay,
I want to go
and
back.
then he goes back, and he goes through like too many timelines where it's like she's dead, and so at one point like it just gets bad. Like they literally go out, eat pizza, and she gets shot for no reason.
For
no reason. Like it's just so
It's
random.
so bad. It gets so bad where it gets to that exact point. Just, oh yeah, eating pizza. We should all be fine. Bam.
Shot by random man. Only her though, not Doctor Strange. That was like a targeted attack towards her. She
Not
did
like the
something.
famous doctor or anything, but the nurse.
The nurse. Oh yeah, and then like he just leaves her at the building at some point, and they just go, "Yeah, she's dead." Specifically her.
The
Like
building-
only her.
But she dies.
She's dead, by the way.
Everybody lives, but she dies. The
She's
building
dead.
exploded.
Doctor Strange is like, bro.
But then we get to the part where Doctor Strange has had enough. He wants Christine to live, but he doesn't know how. And so that he's taught that he needs more power because she's like a nexus event that must happen, or else the timeline will like get messed up or something. And so what's her name? The Ancient One is trying to stop Doctor Strange from going somewhere to find more power. She does a little thing, and we'll get to that later. Then Doctor Strange teleports to this other place. I forgot the name of it. Is there a name for it?
It's where like all the books were. It's been constantly talked about, but I forget it because it has a complex name. But it's basically like in the past world where all the information behind the sorcerers are held.
Right.
And there's this one guy there, and I'm blanking on his name. And he acts as a mentor and sort of like a new what's her name? Ancient One towards Doctor Strange.
Pretty
Or
much.
he's kind of just sitting there like, hey, like I'm not telling you shouldn't, but go ahead. I'll help you with whatever you want, but go ahead. You just won't be happy. And so we get this really, and I mean really cool montage of Doctor Strange just eliminating everything in his path. Like he kills.
And that's where the animation shines. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
nice animation with all
Like-
the creatures and Doctor Strange absorbing all of them. It was
That-
some nice animation.
Up to this point, the most we've seen of animation is like some really bright colors, some really pretty stuff. Like Loki freezes up a part of a desert, and that stuff was cool. You know, Hulk exploding in my face was really cool and all. but god damn, the colors that in this episode are just so vibrant and different. And it's the way Doctor Strange eliminates some of them. He just keeps going and going, and then at one point he
This
reaches
goes on
back.
for years in that universe. and
Yeah.
up to the point where like the new mentor guy is just like very old, and it's just
Yeah.
happened for years.
Yeah, mind you, in the sorcerer in sorcerer time, they last a bit longer than most humans. Like I think that's the whole thing.
I'm pretty
But-
sure.
And it's like, and that's how you know it's bad, and he says it in the episode. Doctor Strange goes, "Hey, I can de-age you," which is what apparently he's been doing for all those years. He's just been saying the same age until he gets to his time.
Mhm.
And he goes, "No, this is my time," and that part hit. I don't lie, guys.
Bye.
I think that guy dying, a guy who I've never met before, hit more than Christine dying about 30 times. And so, we see this alternate universe now where it's no longer the Strange that we were just watching, but it's the Strange right before he makes that decision. And in this one, he says, "No, I'm good." And so he grabs the drink, he walks out, and the whole universe is like melting. Which, by the way, felt like a really cool Epic Mickey reference. It might just be me, but I don't know, man. I was tripping. I thought it was an Epic Mickey. Anyways,
But how that happens is that the Ancient One like split up Doctor Strange and like put him in like two different paths in the same existing timeline. So it was kind of weird, but it works, I guess.
actually, if you guys watch, I'm gonna get nerdy here. If you guys watch the episode, there's an animation detail when the Ancient One shoots one of her last attacks. You can actually see Doctor Strange split in two colors. So yeah, that was really cool. Anyways, yeah, so Doctor Strange's like, all right, who did this? And the Ancient One's like, hey, dog, that was you. And he like,
This is
like,
all you, man.
he's like, who? And then he gets teleported. And then we got Mr. Dr. Evil Strange over here like, all right, look, man, let's work together. Let's get Christine. We both really missed her. Come on, man. Come on. And so, of course, our boy Dr. Strange goes, nah, bro, like, this ain't right. And so what happens? Anything, you know, whatever will they do? They have a Dragon Ball fight. Oh my god, this fight escalates, but it's so good. The way this whole episode might just have, until we get to the bigger episode, this might have been like the best animated episode, or at least the second best.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just go in. They not only did we get the really cool, like, I wouldn't say Christine dying had some cool animation details. I just think like it was sort of like a tease. And then we got the really cool monster killing scene. And then we get this fight. And it's like everything against everything. You know, the capes die. You know, our homie, the I'm blanking on the name of the cape. But that thing dies. It dies saving Doctor Strange's life. And then they like have these the splashes of color on the screen. And it's so good. It's so well executed that I don't think anyone in their right mind could have guessed that this would be one of like the better episodes. Because everybody's like, oh, it's a Doctor Strange episode, you know. Of course, it's gonna look trippy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this was another level of like good. And so, you know, props to the Doctor Strange people who did this episode. You know, very good episode. Top
Very
10.
good, very good.
Probably
good.
the best one actually. Yeah, that's basically the episode. I mean, by the end, Doctor Strange loses no matter what, which makes it even sadder, you know.
Because
the evil.
Because even though he was able to restore Christie and not be a Nexus event anymore, it was too much for the universe to handle, and so it just kind of crumbles. It dies.
Yeah, he gets stuck in a little glass circle, and for the first time we see the Watcher interact with the world, because in this universe, it's basically, if you notice it, a trope throughout the episodes is that the Watcher won't interfere, unless it's an episode where it's like, oh, okay, all hope is lost, it doesn't really matter to him. Like, I think that the Oath is more like, don't mess with anything that could affect the timeline. So that's why, you know, the Watcher talking to Doctor Strange wasn't bad, because what is he gonna do? He can't do anything. We see that more and more throughout the series. But I mean, we'll see the Watcher get in a lot of trouble because of that later on. But yeah, no, the episode it's the saddest ending of like the whole season. Because it is the ending scene, it's Doctor Strange alone in a crystal ball by himself. That's it. There's no happy ending. There's no, oh, the Avengers won, or T'Challa, you know, it succeeded again, or saw his family, or, well, Captain Carter's was kind of sad, but
I mean, she did lose Steve, but yeah.
Yeah, nothing in this series beats it. Maybe What If, but, I mean, not What If, maybe Zombies, maybe Killmonger, but even then, like, those episodes, the Zombies episode feels a lot lighthearted, and we'll get into that, like, literally in a bit. And the Killmonger episode is a bit more hard, but yeah, no, I definitely think Doctor Strange does what it's supposed to do, and it delivers on every aspect this episode should bring.
And it teaches the lesson of moving on and accepting.
So if you have that ex, you know, you have that ex that you're still thinking about, you're like, man, maybe I can get her back. Unless you want to end up in a little crystal ball in the middle of nowhere, man, I don't suggest it.
I don't suggest it. No.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. Don't ever text her back.
Yeah, it's not worth it, man.
Stop. What are you doing?
Stop right now. Literally, stop watching this episode and delete your messages.
Just block her.
Just block her, man.
Block her right now.
Block
She
her,
doesn't
go,
need to
leave.
follow your Instagram.
Guys,
Stop it.
Anyways, we got kind of sad there. But yeah, but honestly, A tier episode, S tier episode, best episode, and now we get to one of the weaker episodes.
Oh, thank God you agree.
I wanted this episode to be so good, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
I was waiting. I
This
wanted
episode
this
had
episode.
a lot of people on their like the edge of their seats, like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. Because I don't know if you guys know this. This is a comic run. Like this zombies episode is. Most of these episodes are based off of comics, but this one is probably like the furthest one back that I can think of. Because zombies was a really cool idea. Like they had these Avengers like that just got absolutely destroyed by zombies, and Spider-Man does some crazy stuff in the comics. Like I don't even think I can talk about it because of how bad it is. Like it gets bad. But we're over here like, okay, this is gonna be really good. You know, we're gonna see the Avengers out of their main place. You know, we know that we're gonna get a zombie hunter Spidey, which just sounds cool. He has Doctor Strange's cape. You know, we're gonna see a zombie Tony Stark. It was really cool. Hey,
But,
so remember when I brought up that Marvel tried animated TV shows? So imagine if they did that for one episode and tried making it sad at some points. No, they don't succeed.
Did not work.
they have these scenes where it's like, oh, really emotional, but then they have like, you know, they have Steve Rogers die right in front of Bucky, and he kind of just goes, okay, and everybody kind of just left there like, that's your homie, man.
How's your homie?
That's Big Dog. And I don't know, man. It's like there's something about this episode that's off for me. And apparently I'm not the only one, like, not just between the two of us. It is universally. It's so crucial.
Are skimmed through.
They're kind of just like, oh yeah, like Falcon's dead, Iron Man's dead, Doctor Strange is dead.
Like,
oh well.
Like with Iron Man, it just the ants come in and his head is chopped off and it is eaten, and that is
no remorse.
And I hate the Twitter promo that they did for him.
And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna lie. There is a way to like redeem it, okay? Because you know maybe these characters have gone through enough. You know they've seen them. I mean, Peter Parker literally talks about it. He goes, "Oh, I've already lost Aunt May and MJ and all of them." So you know he's gone through it.
Also, in that episode, it's the first time where Uncle Ben is mentioned. So.
Oh yeah, big round of applause because Sony finally let us talk about something. Jesus, thank you, Sony. They realize that they're missing out on like millions of dollars if they don't do this. God, what a stupid company. We won't get into that today. But yeah, we get a mention of Uncle Ben. That was really cool. Everybody was like, "Whoa, kind of sick, kind of crazy, kind of quirky."
Lit.
And then they kind of just skim over that too, I guess. The Wasp and Spider-Man have this thing. I don't know what I wanted to call it in this episode. I don't want to say they have something going. I kind of just wanted to say like they have this brother-sister thing going on. I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about it. I kind of just was like, this is cool. Please move on. I don't know, man. There's so much about this episode that just wasn't done right. There's these sentimental scenes that just like they have their emotion for like 5 seconds and then you realize, oh, funny.
Everything
funny
goes
clip.
too fast. There are too many quips.
Yeah.
You don't feel any emotional impact. And
like
the whole concept of like the zombies, it just doesn't feel delivered correctly.
It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't like none of the actors, and I'm saying none, and I could be completely wrong. Like, don't call me out on this, guys, but none of them feel genuine. They all kind of just are in the middle of a zombie apocalypse because they told them, "Hey, you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse this episode. Have fun."
Pretty much.
No. Maybe I'm being too hypocritical. Maybe I didn't watch the episode the way others did. By the looks of it, everybody universally agreed this episode was done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's... it happens. I think Zombies is probably not the worst episode. There's definitely a worse episode.
And then the survivors we get is Ant-Man as a head, T'Challa, but his leg is gone, and Spider-Man. Which would have been nice to see them progress and how they would survive the zombie apocalypse. But no, Thanos arrived, and he is also zombified, and he is in Wakanda, in which they
Yep.
were heading to. And it just ends like that. So all we can assume is that they died because they are never because that zombie universe is not brought up again in the future.
Besides in the ending where they just
Besides in the
throw 'em.
finale where they bring all the zombies into that one universe to try to stop Ultron, and they're all blasted through. So
But there's also an inconsistency because for some reason Captain America's a zombie is there, even though we clearly saw him get his half. Look, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these episodes have really weird continuity issues, and I'm not sure if Marvel will ever address that.
there is a bunch of plot holes, and there's one specific one I want to get into.
It really shines
with
in the
episode
end.
8.
Yeah, but cool. Inconsistencies everywhere. Moving on.
Moving on.
Anyways,
Anyways, to a better episode. Episode
Yeah.
6.
Everyone
Killmonger.
dies. What? Guys, Stark is dead again. We're gonna get into that, guys. Stark has been dead now for 1, 2, and now 3 episodes. They really like killing Stark.
They just did not want Tony in this series.
Now, people have brought up the theory that maybe Tony dying is another what was it?
Nexus event.
Nexus event. Maybe Tony dying has to happen in any universe, no matter the occasion. And I think that's a cool idea. But come on,
Come on.
like he just dies for no reason sometimes. But this episode, it takes us all the way to Iron Man 1. Not the furthest back we've been. Actually, no. It is the furthest back we've been.
It is. Yeah.
Because we also have an Incredible Hulk reference, but it's kind of weird. But yeah, they touch on the idea that, maybe Tony was saved instead of doing his Iron Man stuff. So Killmonger's there. It's later revealed that he knew about this mission. I guess in this universe, Killmonger's still working with the same organization. They hold this press conference. Tony's like, hey, this guy saved my life. And then Killmonger has like these files of It's the guy. It's the villain from the first Iron Man movie. He's kind of dead now. No one cares.
No one cares.
He gets outed. Nothing happens with him. And that's it. He's gone, and now Killmonger's the main boy. So then him and Stark drink. They make this really weird joke. Okay, so yeah, so like there's this joke, right? That like it's really weird and it's out of nowhere. And it's like a sex joke, and it's so random because they just say it and no one talks about it. I don't know, man. It was really weird. But you know what's even weirder? The
What?
age difference. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So hear me out, right? So in this universe, Killmonger looks exactly like he does in Black Panther. Black Panther takes place right before, like a year or two before Infinity War,
It was like
which is
2017 or 16.
exactly.
It's a little bit after Civil War, so it should be 2016.
Yeah, should be around there. Should be 2016, 2017. And so that means that he should not be looking the same for almost 20 years. If this is true, then someone give me Killmonger's skin routine. Cause goddamn, the man has something going.
He looks exactly the same as what he did in Black Panther, which was 2016. And we're seeing him in Iron Man 2008. This is like 8 years before, and so
It's so weird when you think about. Now, it's like we said, this show does have inconsistencies. And people are saying it's because who cares? Like they can kind of mess with it however they want. People are saying that this is going to be one of the universes that we don't really need to care about as much. I mean, this Killmonger we're going to need to care about because he's obviously going to be important later on in this show. Maybe not the MCU, but in this show he will be. And so I think it's honestly just an interesting
I
thing.
don't like that response. Like, oh, don't think about it too much. Like, well, they're showing me like what could happen. I don't know.
Oh no, man. All I know is like
I just don't like the response. Just accept it, man. No, I don't want to.
look, man. Sometimes things happen. We gotta get through these things, even if we don't want it.
I know episode 4 with Doctor Strange. I know the whole lesson about it was like accepting it, but this is a completely different situation here.
Gotta
There's a
accept it,
bunch
man.
of inconsistencies and plot holes in this series, and I don't like it one bit. I am sorry, but I can't accept it.
Well, cutting back to where we were. Killmonger goes to infiltrate the area during Age of Ultron, where it's like they have all the vibranium. And so they do that, he gets the vibranium, but with him goes... Who goes with him? It's, Rhodey, right?
Brody.
Rhodey joins them on the ship. And at that point, Rhodey's like, hey, that's not what we're here to do. And Killmonger goes, yeah, I know. And he kills Rhodey. And we're like, oh my god, Rhodey's dead. Again, kind of funny. I mean, he's not dead in the universe, guys, but he's been, like, basically almost killed more than once, which is really funny. But then, yeah, he kills him, and then the homie, T'Challa, shows up, and we're like, oh! And, well, he kills him with sound.
Yeah.
That's it. What were you guys expecting? Wait, were you guys expecting, like, an actual, like, important, like, fight?
No.
No.
That didn't happen.
He takes a suit, and he leaves with vibranium, makes some cool robots. Killmonger really just lives his life in this episode, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
His whole character personality just shines more through in this episode than what the movie of Black Panther did. I felt like he got more of an opportunity to shine, and that was really good. I like that.
Definitely what we wanted. We wanted to see. I've always been in that
quite
fan of, like,
quite a shame. It was an episode about Tony Stark being saved from the terrorist attack, but he still dies.
Still dies.
He still dies.
He's dead. But yeah, he kills Tony. He's like, all right, my turn. He tells people it was like a freak accident. Or he says something.
And then robots, kind of like in Age of Ultron, but
yeah.
Killmonger.
But Killmonger, and for some reason,
robots.
For some reason, the what's his name, General Ross, he's there.
And then we get this whole like kind of thing where Killmonger's kind of playing both sides, both the Wakandans and the United States government.
Yeah, so he takes a dead Ulysses Klaue to Wakanda, but then he also leaves behind the Americans to go talk with them, to go talk with the Wakandans. He talks with the Wakandans, and then he tells them the Americans are doing something. So then he makes the Americans and the Wakandans fight, and he kind of plays them like pawns, which I think is a really cool concept because we know Killmonger got a brain on him.
Mm-hmm.
What he does in this episode is basically like every villain in What If is like maxed out. Like actually, besides Red Skull. Actually, no. Red Skull's still maxed out because the man made a portal and summoned a giant squid. In the T'Challa episode, the Collector just becomes big and has everything. Loki, he's there, but mostly Hank Pym, like, just destroys the world. Doctor Strange literally kills his world. The zombies. And then there's this episode. We have Killmonger literally taking over the US and Wakandan government, just like that, just because he could. But yeah, just end up episode 6. It's a good episode. Killmonger's at his highest. And he wins. In the end, he wins. The episode ends with Shuri and Pepper going, let's go get him. That's it. These episodes off with cliffhangers. A good amount of them, at least. Because then we get to Party Thor. This is the second worst episode.
What?
I did not like this episode.
How come?
This episode wasn't good. It was a filler. It was an episode where they went, alright, look, hear me out. Thor. But he's, like, funny. That's the episode. I don't want to say it was bad, but I'm not saying that it was good. The end of it, where they fight, is pretty cool. I don't think it's worse than zombies, but I don't think it's better than T'Challa or Captain Carter.
Wow.
Thor is kind of just Thor if he didn't learn. Loki was kind of cool. Captain Marvel appears to fight Thor. Howard the Duck gets married to the girl from WandaVision.
Darcy.
Darcy. Mary Jane falls in love again.
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster. I don't know, man. This is how much I didn't care about it. Wasn't really that good of an episode. Heimdall's blind. Like, he can see anything and everything, and you think the most important thing during that day would have mattered a bit more? I don't know, man. It's just this episode didn't make me go, "Whoa, my god, guys, think about it, right? If he did that, oh my god." It was kind of just like, okay, Thor, but he's funny. A lot of cool references, a lot to count. Can we get to a good episode? I don't care enough about this episode to talk about it.
Okay, I can see where you come from. What? While I agree, it's not like over the top or just not as bad as like the zombies episode. But for me, for myself, I found it enjoyable. Okay.
Enjoyable is a stretch for me.
Okay, fine. We'll move on to episode 8.
Oh my god, guys, if you are watching the show and you thought episode 8 was bad, I don't even want to know your opinion on episode 4. All right, all I'm gonna say, because wow, this episode showed us, hey, what if Ultron just did it? What if he just won? What if he didn't try nuking the planet with a small section? That was kind of stupid, anyways.
He destroyed worlds.
Homie literally bit a planet, and we're gonna get more into that.
Galaxy.
So, Galaxy, sorry. I forgot God, he's so cool. Anyways, basic synopsis of this episode. What if Ultron actually got Vision? Because if you watch Age of Ultron, which I know, guys, it's hard to remember. That was a pretty confusing time for everybody. He sort of just goes, okay, I actually got it completed this time. And then Vision takes part with Ultron, which means he has an Infinity Stone. So they, like, destroy everyone. They kill everyone besides Natasha and Clint. Ironic, I know. The two weakest characters that people like to talk about.
It was mainly because they were in the sky and they avoided all the.
That's it. That's all they existed for. I feel like if anybody else lives, I don't know, man. It was kind of cool. We see Tony die again, by the way. Forgot to mention that Tony dies again. I thought we'd put that on the Tony death counter. You know, we love having that around. What else? Yeah, so let's just get into the best part of this episode. And that isn't Natasha and Clint looking for a way to kill him. No, it is Ultron doing whatever he wants. He finishes off the universe. He's like, alright, well, everyone's
what do I
dead.
do now?
And then Thanos comes in and he's like, hey, kid, look at these stones. And then he ham slices him. The man becomes a piece of ham and gets sliced in half. It was that easy, guys.
And he collects all of the Infinity Stones from Thanos. But that's also a plot hole because he also has the Soul Stone, in which we also see a scene where the Guardians are fighting on that planet in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Throw it in without me questioning how that happened.
Yay, Infinity stuff. It was a kind of weird part. But anyways, at least it was better than seeing a montage of Ultron getting all the stones in his own ways by killing Wanda. You know, killing Jane Foster. By killing Doctor Strange. Actually, an Ultron versus Doctor Strange fight could have been really cool.
I mean,
oh man.
I mean that's kind of what we get, but
yeah, we get that, but like, actually, I guess that Doctor Strange is a bit more cooler than ours. Anyways, Ultron gets it and he's like, oh, well, it's time to go kill everyone. So he goes around, you know, he gets to the Nova Corps and he's like, all right, let's kill him. And then Captain Marvel's like, hey, no. And then she pins it to the Earth's core or the planet's core, and Ultron goes, nah, and just kills Captain Marvel. That's it. Yep. She's dead, or at least really hurt.
Ultron crosses over in there, then realizes there's a whole multiverse, and that's how he decides of how to cross over universes. But it's also kind of a weird thing because at the end of episode 7, we do see that Ultron already like crossed over to another universe, which was Party Thor's universe. But like we see in this episode that he didn't quite discover it yet, and then later in episode 9 in the finale, we already see like robots fighting in the Party Thor universe. It's weird. It's inconsistent.
That's another one, yeah. Oh yeah, honestly. But it gets really good when the Watcher and Ultron fight. Oh my god. We see
The
the Watcher whip
Also
out
the
the glove.
animation shines
Yeah, but
during
this is
that.
the best one. This is the best animated episode. So basically, Ultron and him are fighting. Ultron's about to basically win. And the Watcher's like, alright, not doing this alone. And he just like disappears.
Oh, okay.
He's able to like scurry away.
Then
And
he
at this point,
disappears into Doc Supreme Strange. I'm pretty sure what we're calling
yeah, he
him.
goes with him. He's like, hey man, look. This ain't looking too good out there. And my homie Strange is just like, yeah, I know what you need.
Yeah, man. You ready to break your oath?
Yeah, come on, let me out, please. I've been here for several. Like, poor Strange, man. He just wanted a way out. But yeah, no, he does that, and then Ultron's just like, all right, I'm gonna keep doing this. Oh, I guess we should talk about the side story.
Oh
Natasha and
yeah.
Clint are really sad and depressed. Clint has a metal arm. Um, Clint really depressed again.
They find a virus
They find
within
Arnim
that
Zola.
Zola Hydra guy
They're like,
to
all right, put him
get
in
rid
an
of
arrow.
Ultron, and
Hawkeye
then
has this really cool scene where he jumps into some robots and blows up.
which was basically like a reversal scene of that one scene in Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah, that was cool. They got to do a
Uh,
reverse of him dying instead.
that was a nice
Um,
callback.
honestly, yeah,
Or call forward because it's
I it
technically
hasn't happened. It
before
technically never even
so,
happened. So
whatever. Because we get to the finale.
8 week finale, guys. I'm sorry. This finale was kind of weak. This is where once again I bring my point that I bring almost every episode. Marvel doesn't know how to do finales. Loki has been the only good finale. This one was a finale that was fine. I don't think it was horrible. But
I
once
mean, it's not
again,
horrible.
this show should be called What If We Had Inconsistencies in this show constantly. This should be the name of the show because, God, this one has the most. This episode has the most inconsistencies. I mean, we get Gamora from another universe we haven't even touched, which fair
uh,
play. It's because
apparently,
of
just it got cut. That
and
her
now
episode got cut.
but apparently it's really interesting. So I guess we should be excited. She has this thing called the Stone Crusher. That's basically Gamora's character this episode. Oh, she also killed Thanos. And Tony Stark doesn't die in her universe. He's not dead.
He's not dead.
Not yet. We haven't
So,
finished yet.
I want to learn more about that universe because like she killed Thanos, but they're still trying to destroy the Infinity Stones. So
And she obviously has destroyed one before. So that means Thanos had to have had at least two. So that means she at least killed him and broke one. That's cool.
why did it get cut? Come on.
God, I just wanted 10 episodes. Alright, anyways, back to serious talk. So this episode starts off pretty easily. The Watcher's like, alright, let's get a team.
Assemble the Guardians of the Multiverse.
The Watcher explains that they're the best team in the world. And in my mind, I'm like, okay. But Captain
I mean,
Marvel's
I know, like these are the characters that like we were introduced to in this season, but
I don't think
I'm
Peggy
pretty
Carter
there's an infinite possibility of universes out there, and you chose them.
There's a universe where Captain America picked up the hammer way earlier, and he just became the most powerful human being of all time. There is a universe where Clint doesn't only use arrows. Think about it. Yeah.
Like there's just so much more possibilities, and you pick them, like specifically them, and that's all you assemble. You didn't just
That's
grab like
it?
every single hero. You just had to grab.
You had a lot of
them.
possibilities, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I know, like these are the characters introduced, and we couldn't just like bring in other characters, but come on,
I mean, the
that is
Eternals
just weird
exist.
writing.
It's just, I don't know, man. The TVA exists. I don't even know if they exist anymore. What it feels like they retcon every single thing that the TVA talked about. I don't know. This episode feels so random. They do some really cool stuff though. Like Doctor Strange makes like 100 hammers, and then Thor
There's
lights
some
them up.
really cool action in this episode. Not gonna lie, it's a lot of cool action.
Doctor Strange gives him some
But it's
cool
so written weirdly with all this other stuff when you really think about it. and then also then kind of just get Ultron get in here and like, oh, there's some life on this universe because they're hiding in a universe where there's no life. But then Party Thor just like made some noise and yeah.
And all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?
What are you guys doing there?
What are you guys
I
doing
see
down here?
you.
Hey guys, hey." Also, their whole strategy during this fight is to like not let him think, which he went face to face against the Watcher and won. Are you trying to tell me that a god, a sorcerer, and basically 3 normally enhanced humans are gonna beat up Ultron in his final form? This is who wins?
It's kind of weird.
I don't know, this is why I didn't like this episode, man. There's inconsistencies. I think Doctor Strange, like, going through the time thing that Ultron did was kind of cool. I was kind of like screaming at that. I was like, yo!
And so we basically get it's a very elongated battle scene between the Guardians of the Multiverse and Ultron. We'll get like talk about everything.
Yeah.
But, like,
I mean, like,
there's the one scene where basically they got all the Infinity Stones ready to be destroyed, and then it seems like they were destroyed, but like Ultron's like, oh, you know, all the Infinity Stones have their own unique thing in each
property
different universe,
and
and they're still here on my body.
Can't break those.
You can't break that with that crusher
not
because
that
it's
one.
from a different universe. Because it was built to destroy those Infinity Stones. I was like,
you're like, oh, for real, dog?
This is so complicated.
Like, man, I just wanted to see some Infinity Stones get crushed. That's it, man. That's all I'm asking for. Is it too much to ask for? But anyways, continuing. So they're like, okay, now what? So then Black Widow for some reason remembers, oh yeah, this was the original idea. So she just throws in a,
Oh yeah, we go back to the original idea with the Zola virus, and then it kind of works. Zola takes over Ultron's body, but you know, Zola is Hydra, so he's still kind of evil and doesn't quite exactly destroy Ultron. And then Killmonger comes in with his little Ultron robot helmet or whatever, and then like also becomes Ultron, sort of, and then they're battling for the Infinity Stones, but Supreme Strange is like, oh heck no, I'm gonna trap him in this ball, and that is it.
Then they just go, that's it. That's the whole thing. Oh no, man, this episode once again is kind of just like, it's there. It's definitely a good episode. You know, it's not horrible. It's not the worst. It's just an episode that feels like it doesn't drag on. It's just like, it keeps on going, oh, but no. That's it. They just keep going, but no.
Happens.
Anyways, there's an end credit scene hinting at season 2.
More Captain Carter stuff is probably going to be happening. They say they will want to make a live action movie. Black Widow of the Ultron 1 universe gets put in a different universe. We might see more of her. Who knows?
Who knows? Everyone else has returned. Everyone else is like happy, I guess.
That's kind of it.
That's the whole thing. Also, Steve Rogers is, I guess, the Bucky Barnes in this universe. I don't know. This series is good. It's good. It's good. It's a good show.
It could be good. It could be good, and there's a lot of interesting concepts that could happen if only delivered correctly. But my God, there's just so much stuff that could be reworked.
There's so much more to like about the show.
But the animation, it got good animation.
It got really good.
The voice acting, it is something because. Well, you know, they were able to get like most of the actors to reprise their roles as voice actors, but a lot of them like that were asked just like no, and so they had to get characters that sounded similar or voice actors that sounded similar to them,
And
and
you know
they
what?
did
I
quite
want to give him
okay.
props. I want to give him props. There was most of the voice actors for people who didn't want to come back, or didn't have the time, are good. I think Tony Stark's voice actor is really good.
I think Natasha's voice actor was also pretty good. She sounded very similar to Scarlett Johansson.
Exactly. I think that what they did here was fine. Nothing bad came out of it. What that did come out was consistency or continuity. They needed to fix that because wow.
There's just so much plot holes and so much more questions to be answered, and that just kind of leaves this series on more of a well, I want to see more of that in that universe, and it just feels like it's never going to be satisfied because there can't be resolving conclusion. Like, I want to see more of that universe, but because there's so much more of in that universe, you just can't quite show it yet. And I understand that, and they would cap it off at half an hour, but that's just where it leaves. Like with all these other stuff, like some of these episodes leave off on cliffhangers, like the zombie episode. What does happen? Do they actually die, or do they actually stop the zombie apocalypse? What does happen? And especially like
Never
episode
know.
3 where all the Avengers die, how does the timeline progress from that, with Loki coming to Earth and Captain Marvel coming to Earth early as well? What does happen? But my god, we need smarter writers. I
We
am
need just
sorry.
consistency, man.
That sounds harsh, but we need smarter writers for the series. I am just saying.
I don't know. Maybe we're being harsh. Maybe we're being difficult.
One more final topic before we move. Before we finish this off, what do you think they can do for season 2? What other what if episodes could happen? What do you think they could bring in? I have ideas of my own. Do you have ideas, Togurt?
Okay, so hear me out. What if, but it's a good show? I know. This is a crazy idea.
Wow.
Guys, I know. We're gonna need to start calling people. Alright? This is a big thing. No, honestly, I want to see them mess with the newer characters that have been released, or like the ones afterwards. So I think stuff like, let's see, what if in Infinity War we won? It may be a good episode, one of the ones we're like, oh, we won. What if the events of Civil War never occurred, and we were just cool? What if Wanda and Quicksilver were never found by the Avengers? Little stuff. Or I don't know. What if Shang? Oh, this is a really good one that I thought about it. What if Shang-Chi actually went through with the mission that he had to do in the movie? What if he actually killed the guy? I don't know. Whatever the Eternals has for us. What if Spider-Man didn't get founded? I don't know. They need to do more with Spider-Man. What if Mysterio won? What if he actually shot Spider-Man?
Oh.
Spider-Man's just dead.
What if Mysterio shot Spider-Man?
These are the questions we need to ask. Yeah, that's all I could really come up with, some of the more basic stuff.
I try to come up with stuff that can actually have interesting story executions in them. So what I included was, what if the other half were snapped out of existence in Infinity War, like the other half?
Yeah.
I think they're actually, I don't think so. If they're gonna keep these writers the same for season 2, I don't think they're gonna write it. I don't think they're gonna do a good job. Anyways, what if Loki won, like the Battle of New York? What if Captain Marvel never got her powers? She would never be able to inspire Nick Fury.
I actually didn't think of that
to
one.
start-
That's a good one.
My brain not big enough for a lot more ideas, but yeah.
Fair. Now think of this one, right? This is about to be a crazy one. What if the events of the Incredible Hulk actually mattered? No, they'll matter at some point, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Probably. I don't know, man. I feel like it could happen.
This is why it's never brought up.
Yeah, man. But no, yeah, guys. Overall, this show is a solid 7. Definitely go watch it. It's important. Um,
I say about 6 or 7. Yeah,
yeah, it's okay.
it's a light 7.
It's a light 7. If
A
you
light
want a good show made by Marvel, go watch Loki again.
7. Go watch Loki.
Just
If you want a
again.
decent show, watch What If. If you want funny, haha, new idea by Marvel, WandaVision. If you want drama, I guess Falcon and Winter Soldier.
And if you want just the greatest thing that Marvel has put out in a couple years, Loki. Also, they released this show or original called Among the Stars, and I thought that was funny because it's like the Among Us. All right, guys, that's all from us today.
If you want to be disappointed, watch Black Widow. Not kidding.
Yep.
Mostly kidding. Like it's just.
No, I'm not.
I don't know.
Anyways, guys,
If you want to be wowed, watch Shang-Chi. That's a good
We
soundtrack.
really advise it. Actually, yeah, we really advise Shang-Chi.
If you're
really
bored, watch Eternals. I'm
guessing.
guessing.
Guys, we haven't even watched the movie, and Nick's already hating it. God.
I'm actually kidding about that one.
Half kidding.
If you wanna, if you're a casual or if you're just really want to be either disappointed or just like extremely wowed, watch Spider-Man No Way Home. Could be something. I don't know.
Could be something. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the best thing ever made. Maybe they'll mess it up and it won't be that good. And if you want something really cool that comes out almost every other week or so, then stick here because we'll be here.
There's also the Hawkeye show coming out, so.
Oh, that looks good. That looks really good, actually.
There's also supposed to be Miss Marvel.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff coming, guys. It's gonna get hard to keep up with all these projects by Marvel, but we'll try our best.
We'll work our schedules around. But for now, guys, we're gonna go take a break for a couple weeks because something big is coming. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's this really big project looming Nick's head. Yeah, it's a little project actually, right, Nick?
Yeah, sure, little. The project I've been trying to come up with for like the past year and a half.
I've been there.
And just follow all my stuff and follow Togurt on Twitch and Twitter. Go check out his
really
stuff.
good.
He's
Please
really
follow me on
funny.
Twitch. Guys, I do the funny. I just got 100 hours on a monkey game. Which, little known fact, I've actually been playing the monkey game the entire time this recording.
Oh my god.
Guys, I have 100 hours now. I can live. I can die happily.
Anyways, that's gonna be it from us. Bye.